Welcome back, listener, to our third and final spooky episode of Castle Ravenloft, played using the Shadowdark RPG system. My name is Phil Ulrich. I am your GM for this game. This will be the conclusion of our game as our intrepid adventurers skulk around in Castle Ravenloft, attempting to find anything of interest or value that will help them in their quest to kill the man who has cast his pallor over the country of Barovia, Count Strahd von Zarovich. Let's meet our intrepid adventurers again. We'll start with Chris.
Hey, I am Chris Chesno. I am playing Farron, a former barbarian, now priest, who makes bad puns and kicks open doors and turns undead into ash.
That is everyone's favorite thing to do. After that, let's go to Nick.
I am Nick Marino, and I am playing Ninir, an elf thief, who is also trying to loot whatever Strahd's got in his pockets.
What's he got in his pockets? Probably valuable stuff. But he thinks you have valuable stuff, weirdly. Last but not least, Liz.
Hello, I am Elizabeth Harper, and I am playing Cyril Sparrow, halfling wizard. She has been fated, drawn by fate, to this castle to defeat Strahd and rid the world of this chaotic evil.
Mostly to defeat a lot of Strahd's furniture, from what I can tell.
Yeah, so far there's been a lot of furniture destruction.
Yep, but
I'm doing my best here.
You're doing very well. Undeterred by the threats of chairs and tables and everything, last time we met our adventurers, they had ventured up to the upper floor of Castle Ravenloft, let themselves into an audience chamber with a very suspicious throne that Cyril marred. Met Strahd's seemingly ancient accountant, who told them where they could find the study of the master if he wanted to. Took out a couple of zombies in a throne room that overlooked an altar. Making their way down to that altar, discovered a powerful artifact of good that had blasted the evil priest who tried to claim it, but Farron was able to take it into his hands. And then, in a little bit that happened off mic, our adventurers have now found themselves just down from that altar, exploring the expansive catacombs of Castle Ravenloft, and looking into the various crypts that are down here. There are a lot of crypts down here. A castle this old has a lot of skeletons in all its closets. But with that, we were investigating. We'll zoom in on investigating an interesting-looking pair of skeletons. Chris, what would Farron like to do?
So, I'm sorry, Phil. Run that by me one more time.
Yeah, you guys are investigating the crypts, and I believe the last thing that you wanted to do was you mentioned right before we started that you wanted to cast an augury spell.
Yes. Casting augury, and with holding up the idol, he reaches towards his deity and asks if we were to open the coffin of Barov, would that bring weal or woe?
There's kind of a silence as your god considers your treaty, and you actually get back nothing, which you interpret as neither weal nor woe.
Wonderful.
Well, I mean, the gist you can get of it: nothing bad would happen, but nothing good would happen.
You know what that means.
Time
to open that coffin.
Okay. I found the thing that goes through the room. One thing before you go down there to open that coffin. Ninir, did you at any point try to enter this room?
You mean the crypt?
Yeah, with the two coffins down in it.
Yeah, I think I was the first one to enter when I called them over.
Well, that was a mistake on my part. As you pass between the two statues guarding it, you are actually harmlessly teleported back to the top of the stairs you're standing on now.
Oh, come on.
But they'll let Farron through.
Oh.
So, Farron, who would you like to crack open first? The coffin of Barov or Ravenovia?
Barov, because that's the one that I spoke to my god about.
Okay. You give me a strength check.
Strength check. Okay, a 3.
3. Try as you might, you can't seem to break open the lock on this on this coffin.
I gave up a lot of strength to become a to go from being a barbarian to a priest. Okay.
Yeah, you weren't exactly lifting a lot of iron at seminary, and so you're just you're not getting in there. Ninir, you're forced to watch this kind of awkward affair from the steps. But that's okay, because now it's actually Cyril's turn.
Okay, well, I had walked up to a crypt to attempt to follow the wisdom of my goddess. Focusing, and I had walked towards a random crypt, and it gave me nothing.
Yep,
there's nothing here.
It's a random crypt.
It's just a random crypt. Okay, her wisdom is difficult to decipher. I must think on this. But I will join. I'm not going to stay here for the next, 20 minutes staring at the crypt. I'm going to join my allies over here.
Okay. You find Farron embarrassing himself trying to open a coffin, and Ninir kind of standing at the top of the stairs, seemingly unable to join him. What else would you like to do?
I will attempt to walk inside.
Remind me what your alignment is?
Lawful.
You are allowed past the statues into the room.
What did you do to anger these statues? I'm looking back at Ninir.
Yeah, my arms are shrugged up. I don't know. I'm trying.
Imagine this. I'm just imagining this entire time Ninir is trying to walk down there and gets teleported back up and tries to walk down there and
try incredibly more acrobatic feats to avoid the statues, and each time just gets teleported back to the top of this little staircase. Okay.
I'm thinking about doing something stupid, but I don't think it'll.
No, tell me the stupid thing. This is the time for the stupid thing.
I have a spell called Fabricate.
Oh, okay.
Which says I can turn a tree-sized collection of raw material into a finished work of some kind.
Okay.
Would anything in here constitute raw materials?
I think if you wanted, so the short and obvious answer is bat guano, but I can't imagine what you would make out of that. Because this whole catacomb is normally home to bats. I think maybe if you wanted to make something out of stone, you could maybe pull stone down with your magic from the ceiling, because the roof of this place is kind of an unworked cavern. But the coffin is not wood. Or this not wood. The coffin is not raw materials, if that's what I'm.
Okay. I had wondered that if I could just
fabricate the coffin.
That coffin lid into something else.
No, I think since it's a finished product, no. Although if you could get somebody to smash the lid, you could use the wood as raw material. But I don't think that really helps you right now.
Yeah, I don't think it does. Is there a visible beam between the statues, or is it just?
Nope. It's just
okay.
You walk through and get teleported back.
Well, since my compatriot Farron here is apparently trying to open this coffin, I will attempt to assist by also opening this coffin, except I am a halfling with -1 strength, but I'm gonna give it my all.
Yep, give me that strength check.
That's a 13.
Okay. Yeah, I think you teach Farron to lift with his legs and not with his back, and the two of you break this old lock and push this cover up and off, and you find a skeleton lying in state in the coffin. Yeah, go ahead.
Skeleton protected from evil. Do I see anything that looks like it would protect us from an evil creature in this coffin?
I mean, in the coffin. I was gonna say, the statues, but Nothing really jumps out at you right away. You could try to rummage around in the coffin with the skeleton if you wanted to.
That sounds like a great idea.
Okay, go ahead and give me
Let's do it.
Go ahead and give me a D100 roll.
A D100, those are the best rolls.
Those are the best rolls.
A 94.
94, holy cow.
94!
Yeah, you find, so you notice that on the, so the skeleton's arms are like crossed on over its chest. And you notice that on one of its fingers is a ring. It is a simple golden band with a light blue stone in it with a feather motif. You being a wizard and having crafted magical items of your own in the past, realize that this is a ring of feather falling. Once per day, when you fall, this ring would cast feather fall on you. I'll leave it up to you if you take it off the corpse, but you now know that the corpse has one in there.
I would like to attempt to take it off the corpse if I can.
You have a ring of feather falling.
With my apologies, but if this may help me defeat evil, it is worth this inconvenience to you. I shall return it.
Yep. All right, go ahead and add the ring of feather falling to your inventory, which may require removing something else from your inventory.
Yeah, I'm just dropping empty flasks of oil. An empty flask of oil. I will set this flask of oil down beside the coffin as a promise that I will return the ring.
she's giving this empty flask an escrow. All right, so you put the ring on, I'm assuming, and
yes.
Yep. In your voice, in your head, you hear the faint sound of an owl, and then it fades away.
Oh.
Okay, you have a ring of feather falling. Ninier, what's up? Your friends are in here robbing coffins without you.
Right, so seeing them rob the coffins, I am continuously trying to get past these statues, and I'm assuming that they just keep teleporting me.
They do. They just keep putting you right back at the top of the little staircase that would descend into the room.
Right, and I'm getting increasingly more frustrated watching them rummage, watching Searle steal from the dead, and her not being teleported. And if there were a wall and there were a fifth dimension, he'd be banging against it, shouting "No, no, no!" like everyone's favorite movie. But I guess since I can't go through the crypt, I'll just look around. In Mouse's dying.
Yep. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, there's a lot of catacomb to look at here.
Yeah, I am...
Sorry, I actually need to reveal a little more because I didn't realize something was open. Boop.
Yeah, I'll just wander towards the northernmost part, just indignant that I can't get into any other of the cool stuff.
Okay, so are you looking... are you heading up towards the area that's like the far north, the area off by itself?
Yeah, I want to explore in here.
Okay, that sounds good. So I will tell you what you find when you walk in there. So you walk in, and this room is... So you've been in a catacomb, and it's, it kind of smells like bat poop, and it's very silent. It's very still, apart from the sound of your friends rummaging through a coffin. But when you step in here, it's a different kind of stillness. It feels calm. And in the center of the tomb is a white marble slab. And on top of that slab is a coffin. And there is an epitaph on the white marble slab that reads Sergei von Tsarevich. And then there are also 3 alcoves up to the north, each with honestly beautifully carved white marble angel statues, like very, very different from most of the carvings that you see around here. But you have entered the tomb of Sergei von Tsarevich.
Yeah, I guess I want to examine his coffin.
Okay, are you going to try to open it?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
14.
Okay. Yeah, so you push on this, and you kind of... So, you're very familiar right now with the magic that does not like characters who are chaotic, since it just teleported you out of that tomb over and over and over and over. You feel a little bit of that trying to fight you here, but not a lot. You push back with raw strength, and you open the coffin. And 2 things happen. One... You see that Sergei von Zarovich is wearing an extremely beautiful and intricately... The corpse of Sergei von Zarovich, sorry, is wearing an extremely intricately carved set of plate mail armor. And the other one is that clutched on its chest is what looks like the hilt of a sword. That's what you see inside this area. I will remind you that one of the cards that you drew from Madame Ava before you came here, the fourth card noted that there was a weapon of light that lay with a fallen prince of old, and that light is the brother of darkness. And with what would you like to do with that knowledge in mind?
With that knowledge in mind, I'm going to just take the hilt of the sword, and that's it.
Okay. When you pick up the sword, you carry a sword, right? You have a +2. You have a magical short sword of some kind, right?
Yeah, I have a short sword.
The second you touch the hilt of the sword on Sergei von Zarovich, it kind of hovers in midair, just out of your grasp, and then, weirdly enough, it flies towards your, where your sword is sheathed on your hip, and slams into it and seems to join with your sword. And your sword now looks completely different. For one thing, it's now a long sword. Whether you could wield them before or not, you can now. It is still a +2 sword, but you are now wielding an ancient artifact known as the Sun Sword. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, the short sword was a +1, so should the long sword still be +1, or are you going to upgrade it?
It is a +2 long sword against all creatures except undead, where it is a +3.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, and you will discover any other features that it has when the time is relevant. The blade of it is interesting because it looks like it's almost, instead of being steel, like sturdy steel like you're used to, it's transparent almost, but it glows with an inner light. You have the Sun Sword. You have found one of the things that you were told that you could find to help you in your fight against Strahd.
Huh.
Very good. Farron.
So Farron, I'm gonna go down and rob another coffin.
Okay, give me a strength check.
14.
Okay, this time following Searle's example of how one opens a coffin, you open the coffin. Go ahead and give me a D100 roll to see what you find inside with the corpse of Ravenovia.
Ooh, D100. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
That is an 11.
That is an 11. Not as exciting as a magic sword, which I guess you don't know about yet, or a ring of feather falling. It appears that Ravenovia was buried with a bag of 20 glass marbles that are each worth 5 silver pieces. You have found 100 silver pieces worth of marbles.
Or I throw them under Baron Strahd and he trips over them and then we beat him to death.
Alright, we take him out like the Goonies. Yep, so just know that you have a bag of 20 marbles.
Wonderful. So basically, Farron looking down at, I'm guessing, the skeleton that is in the coffin, right?
Mm-hmm, yes. Yes, the corpse of Ravenovia, smaller than Barov's, but still just a seemingly normal human skeleton laying in the laying in wait. In wait? No, that sounds like it's hunting you. Laying in state. Sorry.
And he just shakes his head, and not too thrilled with what he found. But I mean, what can you expect, right?
Hey, some people are buried with sentimental items, I guess.
So he looks back over at Searle. Well, we should probably go find Nanir.
Yeah, you last saw Nanir stalking off to the north somewhere. Speaking of which, it is now Searle's turn.
I would think this would be a great place to fight Strahd, but we can't leave Nanir out there.
Nanir would not be much help, yes.
That would be very bad. My lawful goddess would definitely not want to assist me if I did something like that. I'm not sure I know where Nanir went. This is a big crypt.
Yeah, you like I said, you saw him going off to the north, but you don't know. I mean, you know there's a lot of north. You went forward to investigate that one random crypt up there. Unless you want to go hunting for him. Otherwise, just stand in the middle of the tomb. Ninir! Okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I rolled dice to decide for me whether I was going north or south, and it was even, which was in my mind north, so I'm going to head north.
Okay.
Ninir, are you here? I'm just kind of walking around.
Yeah, I think
trying to be quiet but loud enough that he can hear me.
Yep. You managed not to attract the attention of anything, and I think you eventually creep your way north and find Ninir standing in a much holier-looking place, even than the one you just came from, and holding a fancy-looking sword. We'll move you.
Wow, that's impressive.
And with that, it is Ninir's turn, I think.
Ninir is still just like twirling around the sword, and he just remarks to Searle, "This is the one place that wouldn't kick me out. Who would have thought?"
What else would you like to do?
Leave to go back with Searle and try and meet up with Farron.
Okay. Where are you guys meeting up? Let's just put you all there. Kind of back in this big center hallway between all the crypts, or or do you think they're going to hang out in Barov and Ravenovia's tomb and taunt you some more?
Just sit on the stairs over there.
Yeah.
They might.
See if you could like put your hand through without getting teleported. No. Okay. I'll move you back down with them then. Farron, are you coming out of there? Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll skip ahead a little bit there. You guys have met back up. One of you has a ring, one of you has a bag of marbles, and one of you has a cool magic sword. Ninir, is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
Nope.
Alrighty. In that case, it is over to whoever is after you, which is Farron.
Farron, yes. Well, the only direction we have not gone is south. So
that's true. Yeah, there's south. There's a lot of crypts here. I haven't checked either. But okay, so show me where you're going.
Due south somewhere. Like, really, I want to go all the way down to the bottom, but I don't think I could do that all in one turn.
Nope. And when you try, I'm gonna stop you. So let's stop moving your token. So I'm going to move your token, let's say, to right about here. Searle and Ninir, how closely are you following Farron as he treks his way south?
Like, within 10 feet.
Okay, go ahead and put yourselves on the map.
Yeah, same. I'm following behind, but I'm not tailgating him.
Okay. Perfect. So you all are behind Farron, and he's leading his way down south here. And as he's walking down this hallway, all of a sudden, he seemingly turns and attacks you.
Oh no.
Except you realize, as it swings its sword, it's not Farron. It's simply someone wearing everything Farron just had on his person. Farron, as for you, you find yourself in a very dark, enclosed, cramped space. All of a sudden. Would you like to do something on your turn?
Well, am I naked?
If I'm reading the module very strictly, no. You're wearing what so you have triggered a transpositional trap that teleported you into a coffin. The white is now wearing everything you had. You are now wearing ragged, rotting cloth.
Gross.
Yep. Real gross.
Well... I guess I am just gonna bang on the lid of the coffin, seeing I'm kind of stuck in it. And, I mean, maybe I can push it off? It depends on how old it is.
You can try. Go ahead and give me a... so you can tell from inside at this, rather than being the wood ones like you used to. This is a stone coffin. Go ahead and try to... go ahead and give me a strength roll. Strength check, excuse me.
17.
17 is good. Yeah, you shove this off, and you kind of lever this thing up off yourself, and then you you look around. So you've seen all these crypts from the outside. You know that they're about big enough to hold one body. This crypt that you're in is bigger on the inside than it was on the outside. It is big enough to hold 15 stone coffins, one of which was containing you up until a second ago. But the former inhabitant is now down south, preparing to menace your friends. And with that, we will cut over to Liz. Cyril, your friend has been replaced with a ghost that appears to be advancing on you, wielding his former weapon. What do you do?
I cast magic missile.
I'm shocked. Go ahead.
That is a 15.
Okay, 15 is a successful spell cast. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That is a 3.
Oh my gosh, it's not a 1 on a living creature. I'm so proud of you. All right, so you fire off a magic missile doing 3 damage to this wight that was wearing your friend's armor, and it just kind of stumbles backwards, shocked. I don't think it expected immediately upon being teleported out of its coffin again to be met with a magic missile to the face, but it just got one. And then it's over to Ninir.
Yeah, I'm going to follow up on the magic missile to the face with swinging a longsword at its face.
Yeah, actually, that reminds me. You noticed when it appeared, the other obvious sign that something's going off, the sun sword immediately burst into almost sunlight. It is except it's blue. It is glowing a brilliant blue, and it is a +3 to hit, as a reminder. So.
Okay. That's a 15.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so I went from short sword to long sword, so that's a D8, and that's a 7 and +2 or +3 still.
+3 versus undead.
Okay, so 10.
10 points of damage. Yeah, you don't quite kill it, but you deal a mighty blow to this wight, and it kind of hisses in fear as this magical sword with its platinum hilt comes like whistling through the air towards it, and you land a solid cut on this wight, and it kind of foul thing, and it's going to swing back on you in revenge because it hates your sun sword. Hold on. What was Ninir wielding? Or not Ninir, sorry. Not you, sorry, Farron. What did Farron have? Like, what was his weapon before? I know it was a longsword.
A magic longsword.
Uh-huh. Is it a +1, +2?
Oh, sorry, it's a +2.
It actually nerfed this thing. That's funny.
Oh, no, it's a +1. I'm sorry, it's a +2 to the roll.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so a +1 longsword. So this will be a +4 to hit. Ninir, does an 8 hit you?
An 8 does not.
Okay, I think maybe this thing is unused to being awake, unalive, or just wielding a longsword, and it swings it kind of clumsily at you, and you easily parry the blow aside with the sun sword. No issue. Farron.
Didn't even hit me.
He couldn't. The 8 was bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it actually gained +1 to its attack by wielding this magical sword instead of its usual bastard sword, and it didn't help. Farron, you are in a tomb. You are in a crypt, rather. You are surrounded by other coffins. You can see the exit to your south, but there is the usual stone blocking it. What would you like to do?
So I'm looking around at all these other coffins. Do I hear anything moving in any of them?
Are you just moving around normally, or are you being careful not to make sounds as you move?
I'm trying to be as quiet as possible.
Give me a dex check, then.
Let's see. 17.
Okay, I'll see if they hear you, but I'm guessing they probably do not at that. No, you are successfully sneaking around. You occasionally hear like a small like rattle of chain as like something like shifts, but you don't hear like nobody's like banging on their coffin lid to come out and kill you or anything. You seem to be stealthing around this crypt right now.
Then my goal is to try and get to the door and see if I can push the stone off the door enough that I can wedge my small elven body through the crack.
All right, give me a strength check again.
Strike actually an 18.
Oh, even better. Empowered by something, you force your way through this like through this door, you feel like a surge of strength. You realize that actually the only thing that seems to have teleported with you is the icon of Ravenloft still in your hand. And perhaps with its blessing or with your goddesses, you push this ceiling stone around, and you find yourself in outside of this weirdly, like, even as you look into it, it's kind of dizzying because that crypt is definitely bigger on the inside than on the outside. Are you attempting to rejoin your friends?
Darn TARDIS crypts.
No. Who makes those?
Yeah, gonna make my way back down south to where my friends are.
Okay, I'll say being able to move double near would probably put you about there. That's probably good enough. Searle, this white kind of looks like it's on its last legs.
Magic missile.
Magic missile for the win. Let's get it. Come on, spellcasting roll.
19 to hit.
19 spellcasting roll is a success.
And I rolled a 3 on damage.
That is enough. For the first time in this entire session, you use a magic missile to kill something that is not a piece of furniture. The white kind of it just kind of like your magic missile hits it and sizzles, and you're used to like the weird like magic flare that it has when it hits something, but it just kind of continues and like burns this white's body, leaving behind a pile of your friend's stuff.
What happened to Faerun? Is he dead? Did we kill Faerun?
I don't know. That's a question for Ninir to answer since it's his
Where's
turn.
Faerun? Is he safe? Is he all right?
I'm.
Faerun, are you okay?
Are
you okay? Are you okay, Faerun?
Everybody always asks where is Farron. Nobody ever asks how is Farron.
I'm on my knees in front of this like pile of armor, like looking for any sign of my friend in the ash of this ghost.
You're convinced you've killed your friend. So you're digging through his stuff. Yeah, I think you quickly notice that it's like everything your priest friend had on him except the holy icon he grabbed upstairs. But you did take your action, so it is Ninir's turn.
Yep.
At this point, if we're just not gonna. The sound of battle probably was already loud enough, so I'm just going to yell out, Farron, where are you?
I'm over here!
All right. Farron, you can rejoin your friends, I think. So Farron stumbles around the corner wearing like the rotted cloth wear of someone who's been buried for years. Farron, all your stuff is laying on the floor. And if you like gingerly, test the area again where you stepped and triggered the transpositional trap, you don't get teleported back into the coffin. So,
yay!
Yay indeed.
Now, Farron just looks there too, and he's like, "Turn around."
Every now
so
and
put his stuff back on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Farron gets dressed in relative peace, despite the noise of a very brief but pitched conflict. You still don't manage to turn nothing. You haven't attracted the attention of anything else down here. So, is there anything else you would like to do, Farron?
Well, I mean, I would still like to go and look in this south room.
Okay, we'll head there in just a second then. But next up will be Searle.
I would also like to go look in this back room after being reassured that my friend is okay. Whew.
Yep, he seems to be alive. He seems to not be an actual corpse that you toasted with a magic missile personally.
Does he look undead at all? Should I be concerned?
No, he looks fine.
Okay, I don't like the way you said that. I'm gonna continue the direction we were going to the south.
Okay. So as you approach the room to the south, you may remember that the way I described the room up to the very north to Ninir was that it almost exuded like a holy aura compared to everything else you've seen down here. This room, by comparison, is the opposite. The closer you get, the more it seems to get darker and more oppressive, and like it feels like the earth itself is evil, and it feels like it's pressing down on you. You can actually smell freshly turned earth as you approach that room. Are you going to continue into it?
I don't like how this feels, but we must brave evil to defeat evil, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue into the room, and I'm sure nothing will happen.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing bad will happen while you're here. What would happen here that'd be bad? Nadir, it's your turn.
Oh, that was totally fine. No big deal.
Yeah, it's still like uncomfortable and feels evil down here, but you don't like die when you walk in the room or anything.
I'm gonna look at the sun sword and see if it glows or anything.
The sun sword is not glowing. Which that effect, by the way, now that you've triggered it, the sun sword glows with a brilliant blue light when it is within 30 feet of undead.
Oh, seems fine.
Much like the other coffin to the north, I'd like to examine this one.
Okay. This coffin has so the one up to the top was completely white. This one is shining like a shiny black color. Instead of being on a marble plinth, it is settled into freshly turned dirt on the floor.
Oh.
And it is made of finely waxed black wood with brilliant brass. And there are the three alcoves in the south of this room, by the way, rather than having like the angelic statues like Sergei's tomb had. These alcoves are completely empty. So you would like to open this coffin?
Yeah.
Okay. This coffin gives way easily to your touch. You open it, and it is completely empty. And you hear a voice from behind you say, "I see you have availed yourself of my castle's catacombs and plundered our treasures. It's only fair that I show you the door now." As Strahd von Zarovich has appeared at the appointed time to give you what for. And with that, it is my turn, and which means that it is Strahd's turn. And Strahd lays eyes on Nadir, and he looks at you and he says, "Ah! I knew one of you carried the sun sword with you. Give it to me and you can leave this place." Nadir, I need you to make a charisma check as Strahd talks to you.
Okay. 13.
Nadir, you start to think that maybe doing the things that Strahd wants you to do is the ideal thing for you to do, and you should probably listen to him. In fact, you should probably help him against these tomb robbers. They were emptying out coffins. You just put together something that the master of the house wanted, and it would be only right to present to him. On your turns, Nadir, you need to make a charisma save to break the charm that Strahd von Zarovich has placed on you. Otherwise, you are under his control for 4 days. Act accordingly on your turn.
Jeez, 4 days.
Yeah, I rolled maximum on that. It is now Farron's turn.
Farron, seeing Strahd appear in front of him, which was nice, has narrowed his eyes and holds up the icon of Ravenloft and cast Turn Undead.
Alrighty, remember you do get a bonus to this because you're holding forth the Idol of Ravenloft. So give me your spell chesting roll.
Yeah, this is a nice fat one here. It's 24.
Okay, so in order to avoid the turn, I have to roll a natural 20, just FYI.
Oh.
Strahd is the most charismatic thing in Castle Ravenloft, believe it or not. Good. Strahd does not avoid the turn, but Strahd does avoid being obliterated. He kind of turns to see you holding aloft the icon and kind of hisses, I thought that blasted thing was still on its altar. And he kind of raises his hands up to kind of block it from you, and he says, "Never mind, I will have my sword and then I'll be rid of you." So Strahd has been turned. On his turn, he will attempt to move as far away from Farron as he can. It is over to Cyril.
Oh boy, this seems fine.
It's all good.
I am going to cast Mage Armor on myself. I don't know if I'm going to need that, but just in case, for 10 rounds, it sets my AC to 14 or 18 if it's a critical.
All right, so let's get your spellcasting roll.
19.
Almost a crit, but not quite. All right, so your AC is 14 for the time being.
And that's gonna be my action.
All right.
There are no reactions in this. There aren't.
Correct. Just a move and an action. Although go ahead.
I'm thinking about coming back up here near.
Yeah, you can.
Farron, because he seems to have. I'm just gonna kind of slip back around and dart out with my halfling agility.
You can actually do better than that. Remember that as a halfling, you have the ability once per day to become invisible for 3 rounds.
I do.
Okay, so maybe I'll say that do you want to use that? Okay, you invisibly.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and. Sorry, Ninier. Invisible, run away.
Bye, Ninier. Ninier, go ahead and roll me that charisma check again at the start of your turn.
All right. 17.
For this round, you are not under Strahd's compulsion. What would you like to do?
Ooh.
Hit him with the sword.
All right.
I want to act like I'm gonna yoink him and present the sword before swinging it at him.
I love it. Go ahead. And he is undead, so this is a +3 to hit. So
18.
18 hits him. Roll me your damage.
Okay. That is 4 + 3, 7.
Well, this is where you discover the other power of the Sun Sword. When wielded against vampires, every hit does an additional 10 damage. So Strahd actually takes 17 damage. Strahd he holds out his hand for you. His guard is down. He's like, yes, bring me the sword. And then you swing it, and he recoils from you like you swung the actual sun at him. He hisses in pain. You get the feeling it's been a very, very long time since anyone made Strahd bleed his own blood. And he is not very happy about it.
I guess you didn't account for this.
Oh my god, rocks fall, everyone dies. Podcast over. So Strahd is going... Okay, so Strahd has to move away from Farron. Unfortunately, that does include you in the way. So he is going to lunge his way around you and towards the coffin that you've probably by now figured out is his. And he is going to attempt to land several bites on Ninier. However, since you are wielding something that is, let's see, I think in sunlight he's at disadvantage to attack, and you are, yes. So he is going to roll 3 attacks against you at disadvantage. Does a 13 hit you?
13 does not.
Okay. Does a 19 hit you?
That definitely does. Okay,
I'll go ahead and roll the last one too. And that's a 13 again. So Strahd lands 1 solid bite on you. You do your best to dodge him, but Strahd is very fast and very old and very powerful. And lands an attack on you for 4 damage.
All right, go.
And then he looks a little healthier himself as your blood drips from his fangs. In game terms, Strahd regenerates 7 HP from draining your blood. And you also lose... where did it go? You also lose 1 point of Constitution. This does not actually affect your This does not affect your HP, but if you hit 0, bad things will happen. With that, it is over to Farron.
Yeah, seeing that Strahd has to keep backing away from Farron's going to step forward to the point where he's now in the doorway. So that way, they have now trapped Strahd in this room.
Oh my gosh, how long does that last? 5 rounds. 5 rounds and he's fled for 1. Okay.
And of course, with this being the case, turn undead again.
Just gonna re-up. Okay. Give me your spellcasting roll.
Yeah, let's see. It's a 23.
Okay, so now if I roll a 19, he will no longer be turned. And if I roll much lower than that, 12 plus 4, 16, he is back up to 5 rounds of being turned and has to run away from you.
Sucks to be you.
Cyril?
So I'm invisible for 3 rounds. Can I do actions while invisible without becoming uninvisible?
You can. I believe if you attack, it will break the invisibility. I'm saying it works like the spell because I think it's cooler if halflings can actually make themselves invisible. If you attack or cast a spell, you will become visible. But other than that, you're invisible.
You said there were natural cavern walls above us.
Correct.
Is it nighttime outside?
Or
is it?
Let's see. It was probably, I know it was evening time, full sundown when you guys were here. It is actually probably the middle of the night at this point.
Okay, so, I was wondering if I could use Fabricate to bring the ceiling down on him. Actually, I was wondering if I could use Fabricate to make a hole in the ceiling to let sunlight in.
Let the sun in.
But we would have to stand here fighting for another number of hours first.
Several, yes.
Yes, like a couple. But I don't know if that's going to be very effective.
Yeah.
Well, first tell me, could I use Fabricate to bring down, like, chunks of rock
I think you
on
could,
top of him?
So you could basically put a tree-sized hole in the ceiling.
And then have a stone, a tree-sized stone fall on top of him?
I mean, yeah, it's actually good. It's going to be like a finished block, but yeah, I think that's probably fine. Go ahead and give me your spellcasting roll. This is a tier 3 spell, so you need a 13 or higher to fabricate.
Ooh, and I don't get advantage on this one. Okay.
Nope.
A reminder that you both have luck tokens.
That's true. And if you're going to use them,
I'm using that luck token because I rolled a 4.
For the listeners who didn't catch episodes 1 and 2, Cyril has kind of failed at this point at everything except magic missile, including light.
Listen, I melted a single zombie.
That's true. Although Cyril is really starting to need a nap.
That luck token did not help.
Did not help?
I rolled a 2 the second time.
Ooh.
Neither of those work.
Okay, here's where I will ask, Nick, do you want to hang on to your luck token, or do you want to possibly give it to Liz?
Listen,
I will give it to Cyril.
All right, Cyril, you get one more shot.
Okay, I'm putting this dice away. Should I risk getting my bat dice again?
I think the bat die has allegiance to Strahd. I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, that's what I think. Okay. Gonna get my lucky cat dice.
I believe in you, cat die.
Nope, I rolled an 8.
Oh, alas.
That just turns out to be an 11. Lucky cat die, you have failed me.
Despite your many attempts, you just like. I think maybe it's just you've never tried to work with raw material when fabricating that isn't like in a pile in front of you. You reach out with your magic and you like pull some pebbles from the ceiling and the wall, and it just kind of clatter to the ground in the alcoves.
I imagine it's like a single pebble plinks off
Blink.
Of his head, and it's like
it's the ultimate insult. He doesn't even notice. you become visible, and you cast a spell, and it fails, and he doesn't even notice. With that, it is over to the next person in line.
And I assume I am also visible now.
You are now visible, unfortunately. But luckily, you are behind your extremely well-armed thief friend, whose turn it is. Nadir, it's your turn.
Do I have to do the charisma save, or not anymore since I broke the last one?
Since you broke it, you're fine.
Okay. So I'm going to hold up the sun sword and swing again.
Alrighty, go for it. Let's swing on Strahd.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Okay. God, let me look up how crits work with weapons. They're very interesting with spells in this system because you can double any one of the numerical effects. When you roll a natural 20 with a weapon, double its damage dice on the effect. So roll double damage for it.
Okay, that one fell off. Okay, that one is a 2.
Okay.
And that one is a 6.
Okay, so 8 plus 3 because the magical weapon is 11 plus 10 because it's the sun sword versus the vampire is 22. No, 21, sorry. I'm good at math. Okay. Yeah, I think he's busy backing away from Farron. And yeah, he tried to bite you. Your blood is dripping from both his fangs and your neck. And I guess incensed by this, you bring the sun sword to bear again, and it flashes with holy light, and he just, yeah, like he's like being seared in places. I think he's going. Yeah,
ponging him back and forth.
Yeah, I think he's going to give up on attacking you right now. He clambers over his coffin, and he looks over at Farron, and he says, "Why don't you try turning some of that holy power against your friends instead of the rightful lord and master of this land?" Farron, I need you to make me a charisma check.
Okie dokie. Sorry, I'm chewing on a Pop-Tart. I don't want to put that in the thing. 15.
Exactly the number you needed to avoid compulsion. You feel the charm from Strahd's voice settle in, and then you just immediately shake it off. That's his turn. He gets 1 charm or 3 attacks, so it's over to Farron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how he has to walk away from me?
Yeah.
The alcove? Yeah, he's stuck in that alcove now.
Boo, rude.
And I think you know what's happening next.
Is it turn undead, or?
It sure is.
You're really hoping to obliterate Strahd, aren't you?
I sure am, especially because I rolled an 18 plus 9, so 27.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Well, this is where you're going to learn something very unfortunate about Supreme Undead.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's turned, but he cannot be obliterated.
That's fine.
There's no way he can make the turn, though. I would have had to roll a nat 20. Yeah, he can. You expect him to die. He doesn't. But, I mean, die? Re-die? Undie? But he's still forced to back away from you on his turn, or at least run away from you. But that's over to Searle.
Okay. I guess I have to cast Magic Missile!
So I just want to mention there is a piece of furniture in this room. Do you want to cast it on the... No, go ahead. Give me Magic Missile.
Listen, I can cast Magic Missile on the furniture at any time.
That's true.
At any time in the future, after we've handled this threat, I can use Magic Missile on the nearest piece of furniture.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
No, that does not work.
No?
That's a 9.
With advantage?
With advantage.
With
Okay.
with a sad little fizzle, your Magic Missile spell leaves your mind until your next rest.
Once I have yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Once you fail a spell casting roll, you need to take an 8-hour rest to recover that spell. So what? Remind us what spells you have left. You have Mage Armor, and
I have Mage Armor, Fixed Object, and Silence.
There you go.
I don't think any of them are useful, except maybe I could shut Strahd up.
That's true. Fix his jaw.
I do have a +2 staff, so I could go and hit him with my -1 strength.
Maybe on your next turn you'll have to. But for now, it's Ninir's turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So from where I'm at, I have to get around the coffin. So
yeah, you can. Well, remember this coffin, unlike the others, is not laying on top of a big stone block. This one is just on the ground, laying on a pile of dirt. You know that thing about how vampires have to lay on burial dirt from their homeland? This is a small pile of burial dirt from outside.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna just run over the dirt.
Yeah, you can
kind of vault on over the coffin itself.
Yeah, you can vault over to Strahd and swing on him. That's no problem.
Okay, and I will do just that. And oh no, that is only a 7.
Oh, that's not enough to hit Strahd. Oh no,
that is not enough to hit Strahd.
I think maybe he's more focused now because you've got him stuck in this corner, and he's fine. You don't hit Strahd this time. I think he has to evade the blow. There's no way he can parry the sun sword. It's too powerful. God. Okay, he has to. Let me look at his options because he's literally backed in a corner. I didn't know he had that option. Strahd. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. Strahd is going to turn into a cloud of bats. And in the interest of running away from you, fly out here and reform into his vampire-y form. but shape changing is in place of his attack, so that is Strahd's turn. He almost seems like he's panting for breath, which is weird because he's a vampire. Farron, your turn.
Yeah. I think on this one, seeing he has to stay away from me, I reach over and I touch Nanir's arm.
Okay.
And I heal him with Cure Wounds.
Okay, go ahead and give me a spellcasting roll.
That is a 22.
Okay, that's good enough. Roll your healing.
Where's my D6 at? Ooh, a 6.
Okay.
So 8 points of health.
Okay, Nanir, you are healed for 8 points. The wounds on your neck start to close themselves back up.
Thank you, my friend. Let's finish this.
Yep. Cyril, it's your turn.
I cast magic missile.
No, you don't.
Because
No, you don't.
I have a scroll of magic missile.
What an amazing thing to have a scroll of.
Which seemed like a perfectly useless thing, but now I cast magic missile.
All right, go ahead and give me a spellcasting roll. Still with advantage, because it's still magic missile.
And the scroll of magic missile says it's DC 10 instead of DC 11.
That's interesting. I wonder why that is. Well, I'm not going to argue with it.
I don't know. That's what the description says, but I rolled a 16, which is going to be a 19.
That's perfect. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is a 3.
Alrighty. This time you cast a magic missile. It flies out of your hand and slams into Strahd, and he kind of stumbles back a little bit. He's still not dead, and you're all excited that you did successfully cast a magic missile, but unfortunately the scroll now crumbles to pieces.
Yeah.
But
I did something.
you did it. You did magic.
Also,
You didn't have to resort
I'm
to...
standing really close to a vampire.
You are. Would you like to also move? Yeah.
I'm gonna back away a little, like just a little bit around this corner.
Just magic missile Strahd, and then goes, eep!
Takes 2 steps backwards. Yep, this is fine.
All right, Nanir, it's all you.
All right. I'm just gonna... Kind of mad he's making me run all over the place. So, when I run around this coffin, I'm just gonna push it, kick at it in frustration before closing in on him.
Arg, more of my furniture! That one's sentimental.
Do I have enough movement to hit him?
Yeah, no
Or to get
problem.
in range? Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's
So
he's within near. For the listener at home, Shadowdark, I've mentioned in past episodes, it's a little loosey-goosey about differences or distances. There are 3 distances in Shadowdark: close, which means you're in melee range; near, which is anything up to 30 feet; and far, which is anything past that. And on your turn, you have the ability to move near, so up to 30 feet, and do an action, which in this case will be to attack Strahd.
Yep, and that is going to be a 16.
That is good enough to hit.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Oh, let's get damage.
And that's going to be a 3 plus 3, 6 plus 10 is 16.
No. That is, and I am not making this up, dead on the number you needed to destroy the Dark Lord of Barovia, Strahd von Zarovich. Normally, you have to stake a vampire, but you have essentially hit him with a condensed piece of the sun, and light flares around you as he lets out a keening cry of pain, and his body just bursts into flames, swiftly aging and burning before you as he slumps to his knees, and with his last words, he creaks, "Irina, I almost had them."
I'm just going to peek out from around the corner, just kind of staring wide-eyed out here. That's all I'm doing.
Yep. Luckily, however, that is all there is to it. His body does not reconstitute or move or reappear in the coffin. I'm sure for a few breathless moments you all kind of look, you're waiting to see if there's another trick up Strahd's sleeve. But there isn't one. You've truly done it. You have defeated Strahd von Zarovich. And that is ultimately the end of our adventure.
I suppose that hammers the last nail in the coffin.
God, you couldn't get away with that another pun. Okay, good job.
I almost decided to go with Estrada La Vista, but Did not.
All right, Liz, let's hear your horrible vampire pun.
I don't have anything to beat that. Man.
Well, so we'll go out on that note. That's it. Thank you, everybody.
I do feel like we should go back upstairs and free the accountant who was chained to their desk.
That would probably
be his master is gone. Like, maybe we could go do that.
That would probably be nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, tell me. Let's do this like a montage style epilogue. Tell me one last thing your characters all do whether it's as you're leaving Castle Ravenloft or on your way out or when you get back home after this adventure.
Definitely burning this corpse. Like, I do not leave this to chance.
Well, it was already ashes, but you can do it. You can do it over again.
Oh, okay. Burn the ashes. I mean, don't.
You can make double sure there's no Strahd. Farron, what's the last thing?
Yeah.
Farron, what's the last thing we see of you?
The last thing you see of Farron is Farron actually going deeper into the castle looking for any sort of holy artifacts.
Okay. Yeah, I think the last shot we see of you is of one that you find the other thing that that Ava had David had said you could find a it exudes magic, but not any kind that you felt before. It's older. You find at the top of a tower in a locked iron chest, you find an icon of a raven, and I think we close on Farron like studying this icon and trying to figure out why it feels important, why it feels magical or holy. And last but not least, Ninier. What's the last thing we see of Ninier?
The last thing Ninier is going to do is put the longsword back in Sergei's coffin, and then since one of the last things the accountant told him was where Strahd's study was, go up there and see if he could find anything to steal.
Yeah, I think I know that Cyril mentioned freeing the accountant. I suspect she goes with you on that little task. You find a ton of honestly just like money. Like if you poke your way around Castle Ravenloft long enough, which you could do now.
McDuck.
Yeah. This guy has an entire treasure room. So part of the pulling the curtain behind a little bit, one of the things that you do when you run Ravenloft is at the beginning you roll randomly for the location of the icon of Ravenkind, for the location of the Sun Sword, for the location of a tome that is basically Strahd's diary, which doesn't do anything, for what Strahd's motivations are, and also where Strahd hangs out the entire time you guys are traipsing around his castle. Strahd was in his treasure room the entire time, counting his ill-gotten goods. So I think he probably left the door open in his hurry to go kill you. And I think the last thing we see of Ninier is literally Ninier Scrooge McDucking into Strahd's riches.
100%.
Love it. All right, thank you guys. What did you think? How'd you like it?
That was great. I like Shadowdark a lot because it's a little more straightforward than D&D, but it still has some complexity, some difficulties. Sure as heck with this being unable to cast spells after failing to cast a spell.
See, if we were playing an actual adventure, this would be the case where you go, "Hey guys, I'm almost out of useful spells. Can we stop and take a rest?" And then rest for 8 hours.
Take a nice long nap, like not a mic, like a real Yep. I can't do that when you're just hanging out in Castle Ravenloft.
That's true. How about Nick, Chris? What'd you guys think?
I really liked it. Like, I actually think that if I were going to do a D&D game at this point, I would probably run this instead.
I 100% agree. When it came down to my most recent real life game, I gave them a choice between Draw Steel and Shadowdark, and they wanted something a little more complex, so we're playing Draw Steel. But if they wanted to play Shadowdark, I would not have been unhappy about it.
I think one of the things that I liked about this was the generator for characters, because as a barrier to entry, it could be a little intimidating, have to put something together from scratch.
That's true. Shadowdark does encourage random character generation. Like you can roll for everything up to and including like your ancestry, your race, your background, even in what spells you know. Or you can go to shadowdarklings.net and just punt out a random character as quick as you can click a couple buttons.
Yeah, and then the rolling to have the items of interest in different areas, so there's like one a little bit more variety, but 2, also just like maybe inspiration on your encounters if you're the game master.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's random tables are a key feature of a lot of old school style games, and I really like it. So thank you everybody for playing with me. If you're interested in picking up I6 Ravenloft, you can do that on dmsguild.com, where WotC has put all of the old TSR stuff going back to like the 70s. You can play any of it. This is a classic, and I think you'll find that if this is really interesting if you've ever looked at Curse of Strahd, because it is lifted, it's brought forward from that almost entirely to the point that like I have battle maps for Curse of Strahd, but the map keys work fine for I6 Ravenloft, which is cool. And if you want to pick up Shadowdark, you can pick it up from the arcanelibrary.com in physical and PDF form. They are actually just now finishing up a Kickstarter for an expansion book called The Western Reaches, which includes all of the Cursed Scroll supplement zines, which offer more than just the 4 basic classes. They have alternate settings. They're extremely flavorful. Highly recommend Shadowdark. Maybe get your friends together and play Ravenloft this Halloween too. But with that is our recording. Thanks everybody for playing.
Blizzard Watch is made possible due to the generous contributions at patreon.com/blizzardwatch. Your continued support means that this podcast lighting community is able to thrive and grow. Blizzard Watch supporters enjoy exclusive benefits like early access to the podcast, a better chance at having your question answered on our podcast with a queue, and an ads-free site experience. With that, folks, we'll see you next time.